Hello and welcome to Behind the Headlines Nashville. And we would like to welcome our special guest contributor, the Sean Pruitt, to the show. Hey, Sean, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. Thanks for being here. Hey, let's get right to it. As you know, the Titans just announced their new coach, Robert Saleh. And with that in mind, I want to let's just discuss the history of the Titans, where they are now, and where do you think they're going? Let's start with the history. What do you think about that?
I think we should start with Robert Saleh.
Okay, let's start with Robert.
Okay. Robert Saleh is a mistake. Okay.
Mhm.
Robert Saleh just had the head coaching job with New
Yeah.
York Jets.
Hmm.
He had Aaron Rodgers.
Hmm.
Okay. And as you can see, this year we saw Aaron Rodgers play, 2 years removed from that and an Achilles, and he could still play. He didn't look like he could play when he played for the Jets. Okay.
Hmm.
And Robert Saleh, his offense never got off the ground. And I'm gonna tell you this: Robert Saleh
Hmm.
does not connect with his players. And I'm gonna give you a prime example.
Okay.
Okay, you take Aaron Rodgers, prickly character, very prickly. He wanted to play for Mike Tomlin. Okay,
He did.
Mike Tomlin, Hall of Fame coach, first ballot. Okay,
Hmm. Hmm.
hasn't won a playoff game. I don't know in 10 years or 16 years. It's a big number.
Hmm.
Never had a losing season. Okay.
Hmm.
So when you see that,
Hmm.
the only reason why you get a Super Bowl is you have to have great quarterback play. He doesn't have to be a great quarterback.
Hmm.
Great quarterback play, like take Bob Greasy. They won two, could have won three Super Bowls. I think he threw the ball 12 times a game, but they were timely passes when they needed it. You
Hmm.
okay? Other than Trent Dilfer, okay,
Hmm.
everybody else could play. Okay.
Hmm.
Now, when you see, I remember when Terry Bradshaw played for the Steelers.
Hmm.
When it was cold out, he put his hands in the front of Chuck Noll's pants. Chuck Noll would take his hands and put them in his pants to warm his hands when he talked
Wow.
to him. Okay.
Hmm.
They were connected. All right.
Hmm.
Now, when you see when Aaron Rodgers played for Robert Saleh,
Hmm.
threw a touchdown. It's big. It was a big touchdown, an emotional moment,
Yeah.
and Saleh went to hug him. Aaron Rodgers two-hand him like, "Hey, this is not that kind of party." Okay. Fast forward, he plays for Tomlin. They
Hmm.
lose the playoff game. I watched the game. Was not Aaron Rodgers' fault. They just didn't have the pieces. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
What did he do? He apologized. He apologized. He cried.
He
I
did.
mean, the whole thing for Mike Tomlin. In
Hmm.
fact, they say, well, if he's only even the owner of the Steelers said, hey, he only came here for Mike Tomlin. Okay, he only came
Hmm.
for Mike Tomlin. So Robert Saleh sold the Titans a bag of goods. He told them he was going to get Mike McDaniel to
Hmm.
be the offensive coordinator. Okay,
Hmm.
Mike McDaniel was needed for the Titans so bad
Hmm.
that if he would not be the offensive coordinator,
Hmm.
I'd have hired him as head coach.
Wow.
Okay,
Hmm.
because we still need more talent,
Hmm.
and I'm sure that Tariq Hill is going to be recovering. We need all the help we can get,
Hmm.
and he's more imaginative, and he uses speed. All these things. He had Tua down there who I think suffered from PTSD from the all the concussions that he had. You
Uh-huh.
know what I mean? So he
Hmm.
was more like I'm gonna give you one look and then I'm gonna protect myself. Okay.
Hmm.
So Mike McDaniel went to San Diego, never left the building. They signed him. The Titans were not
Wow.
aggressive enough to
Hmm.
sign this man. It should have been either make him head coach or tell him if this doesn't work out, you're gonna be head coach and pay him accordingly.
Right.
It didn't freaking do it.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, but he promised this. and he didn't deliver. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't know where the Titans are going to go from here with Robert Saleh. They saved the special teams coach, which was a good special teams coach.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have a defensive problem. Like Nick Saban says, if you can play great defense, but you're
Mm-hmm.
not going to play great defense very long if you're not scoring any points.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the
Mm-hmm.
last 5 games, I think we averaged 24 points a game, which was an improvement. But
Mm-hmm.
looking at the quarterback,
Mm-hmm.
number one, I wouldn't have taken him.
Cam.
Cam Ward does not have any great attributes. He doesn't have
Now.
great speed. He doesn't have great size. He
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have great arm, and he doesn't have great mechanics. Now, when I watch him play,
Mm-hmm.
he does a lot of side arming, which is
Right.
okay if you have some height to you. Like Vince Young before his time, but
Mm-hmm.
he's 6'5". Throwing
Mm-hmm.
off platform, I get that. But he sidearms a lot. And the thing is with sidearm,
Mm-hmm.
you can miss every kind of way with the sidearm. If you throw over the top, it might be short or it might be long, but chances are it ain't going to be to the left or to the right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, another habit he has, he
Mm-hmm.
pats the ball. Okay.
Uh-huh.
He's knocked that ball out of his hands that I've seen at least 3 times for lost fumbles. Just
Mm-hmm.
from Pat. He doesn't have great hand size.
Mm-hmm.
I would have traded out of that pick and got Andre Carter and
Wow.
got Shador, because to me, there
Oh.
wasn't really a first round pick quarterback. I mean, you force it in if you need, but I would never draft need, because when the Titans had Curse and they
Mm-hmm.
wanted to replace him, they drafted 3 pass rushers, edge rushers
Mm-hmm.
in 1 year, and they could have drafted better players. They were just throwing it at hope one sticks, trying to
Mm-hmm.
repeat something that you already had. What you
Mm-hmm.
do is you draft the best person there, unless it's close, and then you can draft need. But you
Mm-hmm.
draft the best person there,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's a surplus,
Hmm.
then you can trade and get pieces that you need.
Right.
Now, what I've noticed, the Titans have pulled the trigger pretty quick. Now, when you look at the firing of what's his name?
Mike. Mike Grable.
Mike Vrabel.
Vrabel. Yeah. My apologies. Mm-hmm.
You needed to fire Mike Vrabel.
Now I disagree with that.
You needed to fire Mike Vrabel, because I'm gonna tell you what happens.
Okay.
Mike Vrabel sent the team to the playoffs twice. Well, they went to the last week to get in.
Mm-hmm.
Who had the most players on IR ever? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
just going through players, guys off the street starting, and he was still winning with those players.
Mm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now I'm gonna tell you what ends up happening.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna end up being average. You'll never get a great pick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
take Tomlin. You won with Roethlisberger, a
Mm-hmm.
great quarterback. You
Yeah.
haven't had one since.
Mm-mm.
And what did you do? You've been average or slightly winning, but you're not able to draft a player at the top of the draft that changes your whole franchise.
Mm-hmm.
I remember they were playing against the Commanders or whatever they were at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and this kid, last name Young from Ohio State, incredible specimen,
Mm-hmm.
defensive end, might have been the first pick in the draft or whatever. Tomlin, when they were warming up, Tomlin looked at him on the sideline and he said, "We'll never be bad enough to draft a player that looks like you."
Wow.
So I'm just saying,
Mm-hmm.
when you looked at when Cam Newton was number 1,
Mm-hmm.
when I saw him in his shorts, and without even knowing him, but I did know who he was, but without knowing him,
Mm-hmm.
you look at him, he looked like LeBron, but better and an inch shorter. And I said, whoever this guy is,
Mm-hmm.
he's the number 1 pick, regardless of position. He
Right.
was that much greater. Look, when he won
Mm-hmm.
at Alabama, when he won the Heisman, the national championship,
Mm-hmm.
he had 1 player on the team that played in the NFL. It was the center, and he took 1 snap in the NFL. against all these first round picks that Alabama had. These are the kind of players that you draft at the top of the draft. If that player is not there, you drop back. So that pick was wanted and we didn't do it. So we don't have a great quarterback. Now, as far as character-wise, I think he's committed.
Yeah, he is.
He has the right mental makeup, but he does things mechanically that you can't do when you don't have a great arm. Like, for instance, you take Dak Prescott. He doesn't have a great arm, but he's probably got the best mechanics in the league. It reminds me of Carson Palmer. He would drop back and his head wouldn't move. It'd be something like golfers when the head doesn't move. It's perfect balance where your leg is moving and your head is not. So once Tannehill went, it's like this. You have a short window to win a championship now. Either you win it with a first round pick that's in his first contract. Because once that first contract is gone, you're going to break the bank and you're not going to be able to support him. Take Tannehill. Tannehill had, he was backup contract. And the Titans were able to have all these players. Once he got his extension, you lost Corey Davis, you lost all your depth, and then there goes your team. But you got this great coach over here who's still going to be winning, but your Super Bowl window has closed. Now, you take him in New England. They got that first round pick, great arm. He got great arm, great speed. And he's probably going to take the Super Bowl this year. Okay? Probably going to take, now, something happens to that quarterback, or that quarterback makes that first contract, they're not going anywhere. Now, you take Patty Mahomes. A long contract, but you can use cash and keep people around. It doesn't break the bank per year.
Right.
But when I look at the Titans, that decision they made there is a bad decision with Robert Saleh. I think it was a bad decision with Cam Ward. And then you have Jeffrey Simmons, the best player on the team.
Right. He's rocking.
He's ready to win now. He don't have 2-3 years to still be there.
Right.
I think they're going in the absolute wrong direction.
Wow.
And I'm going to tell you this, when it comes to those picks, I believe that Bud Adams' wife was picking those top players.
And when you say those top players, who were those top players?
Just take first round picks.
Okay.
First round picks. Let me see here. Okay, so after Chris Johnson, that's 2009. She passed in 2009.
Yes, she did.
Okay, so you got Kenny Britt. He was a great player. I'm okay with that pick.
Okay.
Probably had something to do with that pick. Okay. Then you go along this era here, the lost era. Now, there's only 2 times in the history of the Titans that I didn't watch them. In fact, when they were 2-14, before they got McNair, I was going to tattoo 2-14 on my leg to show that I was still loyal when they were 2-14. And that's because they freaking hit people. They still played hard.
Right.
That's the one thing that I liked with Jeff Fisher is the players did play hard. Now, was he a good quarterbacks coach? Hell no. He didn't develop Vince Young. He couldn't develop Jared Goff. And Jared Goff is still playing at a high level. Okay. So you go to the first pick, Jake Locker. You probably don't even remember him even playing. He was a coach's kid. He was hyped up. He didn't have the makeup. He's long gone. Probably one of the worst first round picks. The next year, Kendall Wright. Do you remember him? Do you?
Yeah.
I don't. Okay.
I remember him.
Chance, they picked in the first round a guard in 2013. Chance Warmack. You remember him?
No, I don't.
Of course not. Out of the league. These are all bad picks. Okay. Guess what you didn't do during these years? You didn't freaking win. Okay. Then you got it turned around in 2014. This is after Bud passed. Taylor Lewan Okay, I didn't like him at a later career because he had some disastrous injuries, but he was a good foundation, a bookend for your line. Then you got Marcus Mariota. I think he was the best player I think was available then. Then you got Jack Conklin. He still plays. Right tackle. These are the guys that blocked for Derrick Henry. This is how you put the organization together. You get the quarterback, you get the line up front. Okay. You build it inside out. You got Adoree Jackson. He was a corner. He was decent. Corey Davis was good. Rashaan Evans, big hitter from Alabama. Jeffrey Simmons. They got a deal on him. He should have went higher, but he was hurt and he recovered from the injury the first year. So these are the people you're putting together to really win.
Right.
But when you're not drafting well at the top, it does not work out. Now, take this year. I think we got a Olajay or something, second round pick edge rusher. You know, there was better players available, like Johnson out of might have been the first corner taken or the second out of Michigan was available. Olajay, he's hurt. He doesn't really play. They're philosophically something's wrong with the draft process. Now, when it comes to Amy, I think that it has everything to do. There's a disconnect here.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. When Vrabel was coaching and A.J. Brown was in negotiation, have you seen A.J. Brown run on that commercial?
Yeah. Amazing. On that treadmill,
just
amazing.
look at the body. Okay, you look at a guy look like that. This is how the Titans used to look. He'd get off the bus. Derrick Henry get off the bus. Jeffrey Simmons get off the bus. You see where I'm going here. Okay. Now, he told him that as long as I'm coaching here, you're going to be a member of the Tennessee Titans.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that offended the GM or something because they traded him away. Who did you get? Traylon Burks. He's barely in the league. He never turned out. It's a big mistake here.
Right.
Then the same year that you drafted Traylon Burks, you could have got a receiver that went to Green Bay. He's 6'4" or something like that, runs a 4.2 something. He's a great player. Who do we get? We ended up getting a Molden. I think his name was it Molden? I believe it was Molden. He was a corner, ended up slot corner. I think he plays with the Chargers now. You don't take guys in first, second round, and they're not around the team. They make one contract, don't get the second one.
Wow.
So the thing of it is that Amy did not know that he had been traded.
Wow. Now, how does that happen?
Yeah. Now, you take Carthon comes in there, which I think made some good moves. The players had good reputation. The guys that he signed, I thought were good players. They don't play good, but I thought they were good.
Right.
You take Snead. Snead was a big free agent signing cornerback. They were playing cover 4. I think it was second and 21 or 31. Second and 21 or 31, they're playing cover 4. He's playing this kid at the Texas who we freaking hate naturally. Okay. The receiver, I can't remember his name, but he's their best receiver on the Texas. He played at Michigan.
Okay.
Collison, I believe his name is. Something like that. Snead says he never heard of him. Before the game, he says, I never heard of the guy. Second and 31 in cover 4. He goes right by him and gets the first down. I bet you heard of him now.
Right.
If you haven't heard of him, you don't have a study habit. You should know all the receivers. You should know all their favorite routes. Now, this is when they're used. That means you don't have a culture of study.
Right.
Which comes down from the head coach.
Wow. That's a great point.
That's what we had. So that's what we had. So we had Callahan. I said, man, this is a great hire. But you got to watch these guys that are offensive coordinators when the head coach actually calls the plays. It doesn't mean that they know how to call a game if they never called it. You just were sitting under the sky.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But he came with his father, who is arguably the best offensive line coach. Oh, great, great, great. I saw
Right.
no improvement in the offensive line.
Mhm. Mhm.
I saw no improvement in the offensive line.
Mhm. Mhm.
Then, you know, you don't throw your players under the bus. You might say we got to play better, we got to
Right.
coach better. This is what he says about Will Levis. I believe it was Will Levis.
It was Will Levis.
was, it,
I think it was
was it Will
Will
Levis?
Levis.
Was it Will Levis? This is
Yeah, I think it was Will Levis.
I believe it was Will Levis. This is what he said.
Mhm.
He said that it would be better if we spike the ball on third down and just punt it.
Wow.
Does this instill confidence in your players?
It's disrespectful.
Now,
Right.
I'm gonna tell you another situation.
Mm-hmm.
We drafted Patrick Willis. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
second round pick. I think he might have been the first quarterback pick that year. Wasn't many quarterbacks. We get
Mm-hmm.
him. This is after Tannehill. Tannehill's like still there.
Mm-hmm.
The guy couldn't play. Okay, we couldn't have him on the field. We just tell him to drop back. Everybody go down, and start blocking, then you take off running. This was the offense. He goes to the Green Bay Packers and he lights us up.
Wow.
They blew us out. I think he put up 30 points. He was
Wow.
running and throwing. He's a
Mm-mm.
free agent this year. So most guys are system guys.
Mm-hmm.
But by that time, we changed from Arthur Smith, who he's actually a candidate. He became a head coach in Atlanta, and I
Mm-hmm.
think he was the offense coordinator of the Steelers this year. They weren't gangbusters, and
Mm-hmm.
then he's open for be a candidate this year, offense coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
How you got to look at what system did he run? This is basically what he did.
Mm-hmm.
You run Derrick Henry, and you run him tomorrow, and then everybody's down in the box to stop Derrick, and then AJ Brown runs an over route and he houses it because you don't have to run the route tree, just run an over route. Corey Davis run over route, and that's
Mm-hmm.
it. Oh, that's the whole your whole run play action. Tannehill roll out. He had good foot speed. That's the whole offense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we have that kind of quarterback or that kind of running back.
Mm-hmm.
Pollard is good, but our
Mm-hmm.
team right now has no identity. Now you look at the receivers we got DK, we
Mm-hmm.
got Ayamanor, who basically he got picked because he ate up Travis Hunter when he played for Stanford. He must have got 13, 14 catches on him,
Mm-hmm.
but he gets no separation, which is okay if you're big enough, strong enough. You're not
Mm-hmm.
going to get run after the catch, but you can move the chains.
Mm-hmm.
Now, DK was underutilized, but he's probably the best kick and punt return in the league right now. And we did
Wow.
keep our special teams coach.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that I think Robert Saleh is a disaster
Wow.
of a head coach.
Now this is
He
horrible.
promised, I guarantee you, he promised Mike McDaniel. I guarantee you he did. But Mike McDaniel started getting head coaching offers. He had
Mm-hmm.
one, I think for Tampa Bay, pulled himself out of. I don't know what San Diego paid him,
Mm-hmm.
but they didn't let him leave. I think we have some arrogance in the front office.
Okay.
So I don't see where
Mm-hmm.
I think this year we'll probably draft I think his name Desmond Bain or something out of Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Tremendous player. He might have been their leading tackler. He
Mm-hmm.
carried them to the national championship. They didn't have any offense or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I think they beat Texas A&M like 10-3 or,
Mm-hmm.
but he's problematic for me.
Wow.
He plays defensive end.
Mm-hmm.
He plays like a defensive tackle. He's not incredibly big. He's like 275. And he
Mm.
has short arms. He
Okay.
looks big
Mm-hmm.
because he's shorter.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
He looks like he's 300.
Oh my gosh.
Now, but he plays like a defensive tackle. He's all over the place. He's tearing guys up.
Oh, I love it.
I don't know if you're going to beat anybody in the NFL with short arms.
Yeah, you got to have that reach.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Unless you have other redeeming qualities.
I don't know. We
Exceptional.
have to see how he runs, but right now we're lined up for him. So I'm saying this: if you move him inside, you got Riches inside. You got Simmons. You got Sweat.
Oh, I love it.
Now Riches inside.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, there you're still missing that Andre Carter guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even know who his offensive coordinator is going to be. But the
Right.
longer you wait, they're getting
They're
snapped up.
getting exactly, exactly.
So I do like the systems from Green Bay's quarterback who came from Shanahan, the
Hmm.
49ers who came from his dad. They run the ball well.
Hmm.
But I tell you, Mike Mentor, who's defense coordinator for Seattle, I believe,
Hmm.
got the Ravens job. He he shuts those Shanahan offices right down. I mean, they
Wow.
just got boat raced in the playoffs. They couldn't do anything. The
Okay.
quarterback ran for 300 yards. I don't mean forward. He literally ran over 300 yards running around in one game.
Wow. That's awesome. Okay.
So
So listen, there has to be some redeeming qualities for Cam Ward. I mean, they just built this $2.2 billion stadium.
they
How
ain't gonna
are,
fill it. They can't fill it. When he throws, sometimes he dips his ass.
okay, look,
He dips his ass.
he threw for what, 3,169 yards this year? And he did a lot better towards the end of the year.
I'm
I'm
gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what's going on with Cam Ward.
okay.
Cam Ward played a lot of football. I believe he played 5 years in college, and they threw the ball all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's upside to that. Like you take that quarterback from Michigan, McCarthy plays in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's got a lot of upside because they asked Jim. Jim Harbaugh said he was the best quarterback ever come through Michigan. He's better than Brady.
Whoa.
And they asked him, "What does he do? What is the best thing he does?"
Uh-huh.
You know what Harbaugh said?
What did he say?
He turns around and hands it off
Wow.
because he didn't have to throw it at
Damn.
Michigan. So even though he played at Michigan, he wasn't throwing the ball. Okay, that was supposed to be a joke. Okay,
Yeah, I was gonna
but
say,
he
make it
literally
make
said
sense.
the
Make
best
it
thing he does is hand the ball off.
okay.
So there's upside there.
Okay.
I don't know if there's upside for Cam Moore. There's a
Mhm.
couple things he does like Shador because they
Mhm.
train together. He's not in a hurry to get in the stands. It's casual. Might
Mhm.
look cool, people around,
Mhm.
but I don't think it's a good habit. I think you need to be um, in a hurry, but don't rush.
Mhm.
Get your feet set. Secure the ball. Get the feet set. Process. I think
Mhm.
it's a bad habit. You can't throw quickly if your feet aren't set. And I think it leads to him throwing some all platform stuff that he wouldn't need to if he get back and set. He needs some glute work or something because when I see him throw
Mhm.
certain balls,
Mhm.
his ass drops.
Yeah,
I
and
think that's how he takes something off the ball. I don't
mhm.
think he takes it off with his arm.
Mhm.
He
And
throws a lot of low passes.
mhm.
Few of his passes been knocked up. Now people get the pass box, sure, but
Mhm.
it's an inordinate amount that him and Shador get their passes blocked and picked off. And I think it's in the throwing motion and his height.
Okay. I know
Now,
last
when it came to Carthan, I'm gonna tell you this with this Amy Shrunk.
uh
Now, when Carthan signed Sneed,
mhm.
before he could call her, she called him and said, "Congratulations."
Whoa,
She didn't want the AJ Brown thing to happen, or
mhm.
she's unaware. But I'm gonna tell you something I saw.
Uh-huh.
If you go back and look at the draft room, Carthan's in there, she's in there.
Mhm.
They were kind of affectionate. Now, I'm not saying anything untoward, but I'll say this.
Mhm.
I'm just going to just put it out there. If you work with women, you can even take it all the way to when it's a black man, white woman dynamic. I'm just going to go ahead with it.
Oh my.
You had a dynamic with LeBron James and the owner of the Lakers.
Mhm.
You've seen the pictures.
Yes.
When I saw the draft room, they weren't overly affectionate, but there was some rubbing of legs during the draft. It's all, you can go look at it.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
they had a
And I
connection.
think her decisions are made based upon if she likes you. I think it's an emotional decision. I think it's an emotional
Oh
decision.
boy, I'm
But
not.
this GM they have now, he appears to be rudderless. He appears to be rudderless.
Okay.
We wanted to get younger.
Uh-huh.
Okay. What does he do? He trades Brownlee, who was like a fourth round pick, who was starting young in his early 20s. He trades him off to the Jets and brings some retreads in that are older. How do you get younger doing that?
Right.
I'm having trouble here. Like I said, there was 2 eras that I didn't watch. Jake Locker era. And I'm just going to put it out there. I didn't watch all. Now, you know how I watch games.
Yes.
I watch games 5 times at once.
And intently.
And intensely.
Right.
Okay.
Intensely.
I'll say this, in the first half of the season, I didn't finish all the games.
Wow.
Okay. Last half, I didn't watch a few at all.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm back to the Jake Locker
That's
era.
not good.
Because I'm going to tell you this. I like some moves they did with the offensive line. I like the right tackle. I like the right guard. He's older. And now that's the reason why the Lions didn't do well. Jared Goff can't move around. That right guard was pretty solid. We picked him up. He's good. The center, he had good PFF pass rushing numbers before we got him. I didn't see where. I won't say he was a weakness. The left guard improved, but I think they should have gave him a chance to play left tackle. The left tackle we picked up. We got from the Steelers. Now, he has an interesting history. They drafted 3 first-round picks to remove this guy, and they couldn't beat him out. Wow. Now, I'm looking at him. We might have to throw a pick at him to get him out of there.
Wow.
He wasn't overly bad, but Pollard ran well behind that line. It was a much improved line. I would have liked to see the line with Will Levis behind it. But like I said, Will Levis played, different circumstances. Like I watched some of these plays Callahan drew up for Will Levis. I saw like a third, might have been a 3rd and 9 play. They sent 4 receivers out. 3 of the receivers never really looked for the ball. They ran dead routes. Like they didn't run a route in terms of getting open. They just ran a route to clear out or whatever, and they kind of died. Like he ran a little short 5. This guy ran this, and he had to throw it to this 3rd guy. There was no option on it.
Wow.
Now, what I mean by no option is this. Say you run a screen. The linemen get downfield, so you can't throw it downfield because it'd be an illegal man downfield. So you run the screen, you're going to have to run it, or you have to run the screen, or you got to throw it in the dirt. The pass combination, the route combinations that I saw this man do for Will Levis were like running a screen. Either this is open or we're dead.
Wow. Now they
didn't like it.
Didn't they stop Callahan from calling the plays?
Yeah, they went to they stopped calling the plays. It was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. But it was just a bad. It doesn't look good for the Titans. The only thing I like about Cam Ward is his character makeup.
Yeah.
He's a hard worker.
He is.
He's the first in. He's
and the last out.
And he wants to be great.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, but I thought what Tua did at Miami, which he had some good years, and he's not overly talented, but he is extremely accurate. I just thought with McDaniel in there, because we have weapons of speed. Really is still good. DK is very, very fast. You've got a talented freaking tight end. I think he led us in catches and yards this year. I I think the line is improved. The offense should have done better, but you got a rookie quarterback. But I think McDaniel could have accelerated. Saleh's not an offensive guy. We don't even know who his offense coordinator is.
Right, but
And
he's
from
a
what I looked at, who the only people out there are guys that haven't called plays.
wow. Now listen, defense around the league, Salah is known as a defensive
Did
mastermind.
we have problems with the defense?
Hold on,
No.
hold
What's
on.
our problem? What's our problem? You only got one quarterback.
Hmm.
Number one pick. You wouldn't trade down. He has to be developed.
Mm-hmm.
Even if Mike Vrabel was there,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you'd have an average team with this guy.
Right.
So you'd have more wins, but you're never making the Super Bowl
Mm-hmm.
without the right signal caller.
Mm-hmm.
When you pick that signal caller, can he win a Super Bowl? That's just how it is. That's just where it at, or you trade down.
Gosh. Mm-hmm.
Or you
Well.
trade down.
Mm-hmm.
So this year we got to number 5. You ain't gonna get no quarterback there. Peyton Manning, nephew's not coming out. You got the kid Mendoza at Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
I watched them. The kid's got some velocity to him.
Mm-hmm.
He can throw that ball. He's extremely accurate. I watched the short, intricate routes that
Mm-hmm.
they ran, and he was fully confident in getting that ball in there. He
Wow.
throws a back shoulder throw that's freaking accurate. I watched the game. There were plays that nobody was open. He completed it.
Awesome.
3rd, 4th down. He can run
Mm-hmm.
a little bit, but we're not getting Mendoza.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, thank you so much for your sagacious insight. We
So
just
look for another disaster this year.
Okay, well,
I
we
might not even be able to give you anything next year because if this is the Jake Locker era,
oh
that
God.
stadium's going to be empty.
Oh God, I hope not. $2.2 billion. They've got to sell some seeds.
Just to put it in perspective,
Mhm.
I think Cowboy Stadium cost $1 billion. And this is a small stadium,
It is.
2.2 billion.
Yep.
So either it's that much more advanced
Oh,
or
they say it's
inflation
advanced.
or inflation.
No, they say it's state of the art. I've
It's
seen some of
still,
the
have
renderings.
you been to Cowboy Stadium?
No, I haven't.
Cowboy Stadium, I don't think they can win there. The
Mm.
amenities, the players are just too nice. I'll leave you with this.
Okay.
Marvin Hagler
Mm-hmm.
said that it's hard to get up and hit that road in the morning at 5 o'clock when you're sleeping in silk sheets.
Oh,
They baby those boys at the Cowboys. Even
wow.
when they signed Clowney, he said,
Mm-hmm.
hey, they got it too good here.
Dang.
So I'm concerned about the Titans culture and the fact that I don't believe they have that guy at quarterback. If you look at who's left,
Mm-hmm.
Drake May might have been, I don't know, he might have been the number 1 pick.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Darnold, he's still there. He was number 1 pick.
Mm-hmm.
You take that Rams quarterback who played for the Lions, he was a number 1 pick.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe he may be the most talented quarterback that ever played, minus the wheels. But as far as arm talent, he's
Uh-huh. Right.
Aaron Rodgers level,
Oh, wow.
but with more power, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then who else you got left? The Denver Broncos. They're on the 2nd string quarterback, but they got a great defense. But tell you something about this quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that Stidham might have been the number 1 quarterback when he came out of high school. So I still look at that, okay? Because I'll tell you this:
Mm-hmm.
Parsons was the number 1 linebacker coming out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
You saw how he turned out. Overshown was number 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's blown two knees up, and he's still
Mm.
built inhuman. This guy's incredible for the Cowboys.
Wow. Hmm.
You take Jeffrey Simmons was the number one tackle coming out of high school.
Hmm.
Pierre Tart was number two, who we had a couple years back. He was
We
great for
did.
the Titans, but he wouldn't get in shape. Okay,
Ah.
so he had a work ethic problem because he didn't go to a big school for study habits or whatever.
Hmm.
So I still, you know, you're gonna be great. We you kind of got to see it coming.
Yeah. And it's a little hard to see right now.
It's sad.
Well, thank you so much. We really value your insight and your opinion, and we really appreciate you joining us on the show today. Thank you so much. Okay.
Swell.
All right. Take care. Bye bye.